Good evening and welcome to 2017. This is Late Night Parents. This is Ted Hicks, rejuvenated. We weren't live last week. You didn't know. But ways to contact the show, latenightparents.com. You can catch us on Twitter, Late Night Parent. You can find me, Real Ted Hicks. We talk about technology, education, health and wellness. We talk a little bit of sports. And we tie it all into parenting. But we do this with the best team on the planet. And that team is none other than Dr. Michele and Richie V, who are also in the building.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, everyone.
So what's new?
Not much, Ted. What's new with you? I mean, we are
it's
here.
It's been a while. Last time I heard a live show, well, it wasn't live. I mean, it was live for you guys, but I heard it archived. You guys rocked.
Wait a second. You were listening live because you were texting me.
No.
Yes, you were.
Was I?
Yes.
So then I did listen live.
Yes, you did. Because
okay.
You agreed that we were going to go on a trip.
That's right. No, you did. And I think Allison would be a witness to that if she were here right now. Except she is bathing, I believe, in the sun-drenched beaches of Puerto Rico. Enjoying rum and pina coladas and sunshine.
All right. So I listened live. I was waiting for you guys to mess up. I was waiting to call in and just terrorize you guys.
You see how he does this, right, Michele? You see?
That's not right at all. That's not right.
No, not at all. Not at all. But like I said, it's tonight, totally unscripted. Guess what? In the building, we have two people. And I'll let each of you introduce them. I don't know who wants to go first.
Okay. So I'll go first. We have my lovely niece, my oldest niece, and her name is Ashley Reed. She is a junior at Princeton University, and she's going to be here talking about... Oh, thank you for the applause for me.
No, it's not from you.
Wow, low blow. First thing of the year.
First one of the year. Rim shot.
Yes. So she's going to be discussing the application process and what college life is like and what young people and their parents need to make sure that they're doing so that their children can have a successful life in college.
Perfect.
Right, nice.
Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you.
Hi.
Glad to
Welcome.
be here.
And Rich, there's a very special videographer who's
In
here.
the house. But she's going to be silent, just behind the scenes, running things. My lovely wife of 26 years, Linda.
Oh, my
is in the
goodness.
house.
Hey, Linda!
Hey.
No one can see her behind the camera, but that's her.
See, if that was me
Uh-huh.
behind the, being the videographer, I would have turned around the
And
camera.
said, "It's me." You should do that. Go
There's
ahead.
an ego. There's an ego.
We got her to say something.
So, before we get started, I'll say this much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate working with you, working on the show, collaborating together, all the above.
No, you know we love doing it.
I think for this year, we got to keep it spontaneous.
Yep.
And keep it fresh.
Yep.
And keep it fun.
And that's
Yep.
why we were talking about going on a trip
Right.
and a football game or a basketball game.
Right. You are correct. So I do agree with that. But I wanted to let you guys know. No, I'm totally with you. That I don't know if you guys really appreciate how I appreciate you.
Are you not feeling appreciated, Ted?
Well, I mean, sometimes I feel appreciated,
Are you
but
not feeling
but
the
for the
love?
most part, but I want to let you know that I was thinking about you during this holiday season.
Uh-oh.
It is gift giving time from
See.
Ted Hicks. How you like that? Think of that background. Brian's
See?
talking to the 8 p.m. host, and they're talking about something serious. But besides that, I'll stay on key. So I have some gifts that I want to share with you guys.
See.
Wait, are these the gifts that you got for Christmas? Or that you want to
Oh,
show
wait,
to
Michele,
us?
are you accusing
Can you
him
see?
of re-gifting?
Re-gifting.
Are you? Oh, that's terrible. Ted would never do that.
So,
Okay.
here are some of the gifts that I was thinking about you guys.
There we go. It's a box, and it's wrapped in white plastic.
That's for Dr.
And it's
Michele.
on Dr. Michelle's.
Well, thank you.
Dr. Michele.
This is the gift unwrapped.
There it is. Ooh, nice microphone.
Studio microphones for you guys for when you're at home podcasting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ted.
You know?
Wow.
And it will get used.
And along with that,
Nice, very nice.
shh. This is
I'm
part.
make sure that's what this really is.
Oh!
Fire.
Oh!
Get the coat out of the way. Get the coat out of the way.
Pull out the cord.
All right.
On live TV. I mean, excuse me, radio. Radio.
Live. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Just in case anyone is wondering, we just had a short of some wires on the floor, and we had a little bit of flames go up there. Flames were all out.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing is lit. At
Talk
the
about
moment.
reality.
Wow.
Reality radio right there.
Reality
telling
radio.
you.
Rock and roll.
Just things got so excited there from
Did you
Ted's gift
see-
it lit up the building.
Did you see Linda get out of there? She was like, boom,
And notice she's got her bag out already.
and gone.
The coat is zipped up,
Oh, you grabbed my
and
coat.
she's
That's fine.
running.
So this is great.
So we'll have that little smell there for a little bit.
I know.
That was mother
Wait.
mode.
Dude,
That was
Get
mother
up and
mode.
get my babies. Take the pocketbook and the coat for the
Do we get a discount on the next show? No. Everything's all right. Everything's
good.
all right.
She's good.
Everyone's fine. It's gonna be a little smoky in here, but
Yep.
also as
All
part
right.
on with the show. This is a live show.
Can we go? It's somehow when I jumped up, it went off.
No, it's okay.
It'll go back on.
It's okay.
So,
So,
when we
we
get it back
won't-
on, we'll tell people what happened there.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Oh my goodness. Can I get that live video feed so we can put that
We
on
need to see
YouTube?
that one.
As part of the re-gifting process.
Now it's a regifting, but that's okay.
I thought that was the gift.
The gift of flame.
Thank you.
Ted, thank you so much.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So-
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
You're welcome. No, I really do appreciate you guys.
You know we appreciate
All
you
the
here.
best. And I think that's a show.
That is the most excitement we've had in any show for at least the last
And I was
6 months.
banging on the table, just so excited, just excitable.
And that's what did it.
And that's what did it.
No, it was the
Was it the heater?
it was the cord with the heater. It got overheated.
I had a shortened extension cord.
It was
Okay,
the
that
iPhone.
happens. Yeah, the
No,
iPhone.
it was not the iPhone.
Notice it wasn't Samsung.
It wasn't a Samsung. Could you imagine if it was a Samsung phone? Wouldn't that have been great for radio? Oh my goodness. So while we were disconnected on the last Facebook feed, just want to bring everyone up to speed that they received gifts and I re-gifted something.
Receive
for,
a gift,
You know, hey, received gift.
re-gift a gift.
And it's ice cold.
It's ice cold. It's been sitting in the vehicle, in the trunk, and that is okay.
Oh my goodness. So,
Nice. Very nice.
are we done yet?
I think we are just beginning.
No. But listen, we're gonna rein this thing back in
We're
a little
good.
bit. But other than that, I really do appreciate you guys for all the help that you guys offer, the insight and everything, and just topics that you guys you come up with, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's a great topic.
That works.
This is wonderful.
No, it's
So,
fun.
with that being said, Rich, I don't know if you know, but we are going to offer assistance at Dr. Michelle's workplace.
We are?
Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. What assistance are we going to
I
offer?
don't know. We
Dr.
can do
Michele,
something.
what assistance
We can
do
just
you
show
need?
up and just start handing out advice, or
We could do that.
serve coffee to people, or what do you want to do?
She's making a face like she didn't know about this
Oh,
assistance.
yes. You're going to be making sure that we encourage everyone to sign up to do the JFK walk/run on the runway.
Oh, okay. And that's
For
already on my
April
calendar.
9th.
That's
Did
on
you
the
see
calendar.
that? Did you feel that segue? America, did you feel that segue? I mean, I was sitting there.
He lobbed it out there. Assistance.
So that's what we're going to be doing.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
Working on making sure that we keep America healthy.
Again.
Forget about being great. We're already great. We want to be healthy.
Again? Or
Again.
just healthy, period.
Healthy.
Healthy. Okay.
Healthy. That's what we aim for.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So, I put this out to you. I heard you guys talking about resolutions.
We didn't talk about resolutions.
No.
We talked about goals.
Right.
Oh, you talked about goals.
We didn't do resolutions.
You didn't do resolutions?
I don't do resolutions.
Oh, you don't do resolutions?
No, we don't do resolutions.
Because resolutions tend to get broken. It's almost like you're
really
setting
quick.
yourself up for failure if you do
And I was going to say, who's broken a resolution already? But I'm glad.
Wait, Ashley's got the grin on that says, I might
She
have.
was looking at me.
Oh, okay.
I haven't set my New Year's
She's good.
resolutions yet.
You haven't? Why not?
I was waiting until after I ate my black eyed peas today for good luck. You have to have good luck first, and heard the sermon at church.
Okay.
Those two things are important first. And once I get back home tomorrow, start the weekday fresh.
Okay.
I'll write down my resolutions.
All right. I mean, I think both of you guys are correct with saying resolution versus goal.
Yep.
I think goal is something that's much more tangible and you can hang up, I don't know. But, so, some of our goals, I did hear that at the end of the show.
Your goals.
Was I listening live?
Yes.
You were definitely listening live.
Are you sure?
Because you were texting back and forth, and you said, go Michele and go Rich, and you did.
But I always say that.
Because I was starting... Yeah, but you're here to say that normally. That time you were sending it via text message.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So we're here, and it's been a while, and one goal that you want to accomplish was... I heard your goal, and that was really impressive.
What was my goal?
Your goal was to be basically all you can be for 2017.
That's true. Dr. Michele is going to become the media mogul.
Right.
The intent to become the media mogul. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. You guys think I don't listen to the show? Like, if I'm not here, I'm in La La Land or something like that. No, that's not the case. I do listen to the show, and I was cheering.
We knew you were listening.
As I was that driving back?
No, you were texting, so you shouldn't have been texting and driving.
Okay, so I was still at the Canadians and Capitals game.
Maybe.
Probably. But, so is that where, I heard that, Dr. Michele.
Oh, good.
I heard that.
Yes. That was one of the things that I want to do is really be a voice out in our community in the field of health and wellness and disease prevention, be it radio, TV, social media.
Okay.
That's really what I'm passionate about.
Okay.
You had mentioned something that evening that you're writing a book.
Yes.
I was not aware of that until that evening.
You weren't?
I didn't know that. No. I didn't know.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Writing a book. And
nice.
I'm praying that over the next month or two, it'll be finished.
Okay.
Because it's written, but now we're just fine-tuning, doing some editing.
Okay.
My team wants us to design a different cover that we came up with originally, so I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, without giving away anything in depth, is this an overall health book, or what's the topic, the overall topic of your book?
The overall topic is talking about how to start a fitness journey.
Okay.
Or road to be healthy.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And it has a running theme.
Okay.
Now, that is not at all unexpected.
Yes. And, and this is sort of like a rare occurrence because we have 3 women here.
Yep.
And all of us are runners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I run track.
Ashley runs on the track team at Princeton.
Okay.
Very nice.
And Linda is a fellow marathoner.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
So, Ted, once again, outnumbered.
Yeah, but that's usually the case every week. It's just this week, it's much nicer. In previous weeks, there was the peanut gallery in the corner. Remember? I'm not saying anything.
Oh, yes.
Remember the time we walked in and Dr. Michelle's friend says, I'm here for... I said, oh, you here for Dr. Michele? I'm here for Michele. I said, excuse me. Okay. And I went over to my seat and sat down. I was right.
But they were good. They
were good. They were good.
They came in the middle. They spoke up a little bit. It was nice.
They were good. That's true.
Yes.
So, along with the book, along with the theme, is there, along with the race, do you somehow tie in your Christianity also in there, or you're doing that something? Is that something that's separate? Because I know you're a Christian, and I just wanted to know: do you tie that in your walk, your Christian walk, or is it kind of?
I believe it does get tied in.
Okay.
Because that's part of me, and I feel that you have to be mentally, physically, and spiritually fit and strong.
Right.
So that is part of the whole book and me. So even if a patient comes in and we're talking, I might not necessarily pray with them, but I will say, I pray that we can work through this. I pray that you can get your mind straight, things like that. And just by your mannerism, people can tell where you are in your spiritual journey too.
Right.
That's true. So true. In your walk, you could see how a person is, and just their whole.
The demeanor, the aura. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's the whole aura. So, I don't know. I mean, I look at this year. I mean, for all the horrible things that happened last year, all the amount of high profile deaths that are out there. I'm sure I'm going to get ripped for this, but it was a prosperous year for us.
It was a good year.
Coming together and working with the station and expanding things and shifting things around. So, I look at that as a positive, and trying to build on to it for us. Other than that,
I was going to say I do have to agree, because many things happen, good and bad, but overall I think the good outweighed the bad, because Scott took over a sports training facility.
Right.
Through the sports training facility, I met you.
Right.
Even though when you first came up to me, you called me the wrong name as his wife.
Diane.
Okay.
And then I had a history with Linda through our
running.
Isn't
that something?
Yep.
Yes. And then
2 degrees of
show
separation.
up and here's Rich.
Here's Rich.
It was a special year.
But here's Rich.
Here it comes.
She just undercuts you just like that.
No, it's okay.
You see how we took that wonderful moment?
No, but Rich,
Rich,
I said it with love and passion.
Nothing but love, Michele. No problem.
And there's some things sometimes you don't have to say more. You can just be very simple and plain.
No, that's true. That's true. Rich is just here.
I'm here. That's all.
He's just here. Rich and I he's just been here.
Linda. Please, in my defense, you knew what I meant.
Oh, Doc, come on. I was just joking. We're just having fun.
And then Ashley's going to be sitting here, and she's like, I'm never coming back to this show again.
Ashley, you're always welcome to come anytime.
Always welcome.
I'm used to her antics.
I love it. Yes. Fist bump. One more fist bump.
One more fist bump.
All right.
Oh, don't hit the mic.
Okay. I think we should move on in our topic now.
Oh no. But just in summary, like I said, a lot to be grateful for.
Yep.
New year, a lot of things that we're going to expound on. New different things, new partners we're looking to work with this year, and we'll see how it plays out.
You should be proud of it, because I know how long you've been trying to start putting things together a little bit by little bit.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. It's been a good 3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. A good 3 years.
Good 3 years.
Bit by bit, you've been putting it together. And, once you establish the radio show and the regular broadcasting, and then, of course, bringing in Dr. Michele. And, it's been good. So you've been doing well. I think this will be another good year.
Yeah, we should
make things happen.
We should. We'll see. We'll see. And we'll just keep pressing forward. So, without focusing on our accomplishments and everything else like that, I guess we get to do kind of like a round robin of kind of like what's on your mind. But I say that, I think it would only be right if we speak with our guest, our featured guest for the evening, Ashley Reed, because there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in her world as being a student, dealing with some of the struggles that are out there, And it's just so good because a lot of times we hear about situations and, the media. And I mean, I hate to bust the media because in a certain way we become
we are part of the media.
We are part of the media.
Yeah.
But, and we usually talk about the bad. We usually talk about the mishaps. But we get an actual opportunity to talk about the good things and highlight someone that's doing something positive and that we are proud of. So, Ashley, we want to once again welcome you to the show, and I guess you could tell us about your world. What happens in the world of a student, happens in the world of a student that attends Princeton, and just expound.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited, having a good time. This is actually my first time on radio, so bear with me. But I guess just to step into the world of Ashley Reed a little bit, step into the world of a college student in 2017 now. I go to Princeton University. I'm a junior, and I kind of had my little midlife college crisis recently because I'm at the point where I'm looking at a year and a half to go until I'm out into the real world.
Right.
And I've been trying to, so I actually have some questions for you all. Just what does that real world look like?
Okay.
What does it look like on that right outside of college? Because I think I could speak for a lot of my peers as well. We are a little nervous, especially with the recent president-elect, rightfully so. We know there are jobs out there, but just making sure that we not only look for what can bring us the most money, but also something that makes you happy. Is grad school in the future? How soon will I be working? Is it okay if I live with my parents for a year or two? So there's a lot of questions. But through that, college is kind of a safety net. Right now, these past 2.5 years have been really nice. Just learning a lot, meeting people, growing, finding myself. Throughout all of my childhood, I grew up with Dr. Michele Reed here, my aunt, and I really looked up to her. And obviously, she's a doctor, so me wanting to be just like her, most of my childhood I wanted to be a doctor.
Wow.
Before I even took biology or chemistry. And then once I took those classes, I doubted it for a little bit. I still wanted to be a doctor throughout high school. And then coming to college, coming to Princeton, I started in 2014, my freshman fall, right around when a lot of things heated up in the criminal justice system in America. And I guess college can be the birthplace of protest a lot of times, and it was true even at Princeton. I took part in some of the protests and movements that were going on, took my first African American Studies courses, and just really, I thought I knew a lot, but I really didn't know a lot about my people, how we're viewed in this country, and what it's like to be a young black student in the 21st century. I learned that the hard way, sort of, but it was a necessary lesson. And I had my friends alongside me. And so from there, and then taking some chemistry, biology courses in college, I realized that maybe my true passion was promoting justice and fighting for justice and fighting for people's rights. And I knew that throughout high school, while I was taking those science courses, I always kind of excelled in the social studies, the government courses, and I did debate. Have been in oratorical competitions throughout my young childhood, and I like public speaking and writing. And I took some more like pre-law courses in college and realized that's more up my alley. And then I was able to get an internship this summer after freshman year with the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice in Newark, doing criminal defense work, and it was really, really enlightening, especially, like I said, after that crazy year, 2014, and I enjoyed that. And then this past summer, I worked at Viacom doing like entertainment law, so I realized I do like law, and I guess I'm just saying this transition from pre-med to pre-law that I really do appreciate the college experience. So a lot of my friends, I've talked to a lot of friends over winter break saying, like, oh, college is so stressful. Like, what's the point of it all? Like, just to make you have gray hairs and a lot of really sad nights.
Work, right?
Right. Well, that's going to happen anyway, so don't worry about the gray
Gain the
hairs.
freshman 15, just get stressed out. But no, but at the end of the day, we really value our college education, and we realize how important it is. So I guess, like, I was listening to you guys talk about goal setting, and one goal that's been on my mind lately is, as I out the doors of my college life, I want to help bring more people in through that door, more people that look like me, more students of color, low-income students, and students in general across this country. Just closing that gap is something that's really important to me. So Princeton currently doesn't have a minority undergraduate office that reaches out to minority students, whereas our peer institutions, Harvard and Yale, did. When I was coming up through high school, I got reached out to by those schools, but Princeton doesn't offer that. We're a little bit more of a conservative school compared to our peers, so I've been talking to some of the people in human resources and the Princeton administration about changing that, and hopefully that could be something that can be changed before I leave for the next generation of students. I'd like to see that get accomplished.
Have they been open to those conversations? Because that's really, really honorable, and you should be commended for actually recognizing that and approaching the staff at the school with those ideas. Because, I'm not sure if you know, Ted and I work at one of the law schools in New York. So from what you're saying, especially switching over from the pre-med to the pre-law, it's two totally different worlds, professional worlds either way, but two totally different worlds. But again, you should be commended for stepping out and reaching out. So how have they received those conversations and those ideas?
They have been open to it, and I'm glad. So it just took real courage, I guess, to like stand up and give it a chance and speak my mind, because if I never opened my mouth, I wouldn't know what their response would be. But the response has been good, and I think that they are being honest with themselves. Looking at the yield rate, it has declined, particularly in the black population. So they are concerned about that, and it looks like there might be something in the works.
Good, very good.
I'm not sure if you guys have heard our outgoing president. He did a couple of podcasts, the Axe Files with David Axelrod, and also an NPR exit interview. And I bring up both of these things because the outgoing president mentioned building the next generation of leaders. And as I sit here, I'm looking across the table at someone that when I get old, that I'll be comfortable with seeing them in a leadership role. So I'm really, really, really proud of you. This short time that we've gotten to know you, of course, Dr. Michele has known you all your life, but we're really proud of you of what you're about. Because, I mean, we hate to say it. We hate to say it because some of our youth today, the way they're portrayed in the media, are worried about things that are not, I don't know, things that just don't make sense.
Right.
Things that are not just tangible. So it's really so good, and I hope, if there's any way that we can help you in taking your message and magnifying it, we're definitely here for you, because our youth that look just like us, and our youth are brown, black, and white too, that want to get into the same field that you want to get into, that you're a part of. We should be promoting this. We should be promoting these type of conversations, because it's at this type of level, it's that grassroots level that you talk about these different things, and they mushroom from there. So definitely proud of you, Ashley. And like I said, any way we can, whenever you need a platform, think about us. And that's either Sunday night or in our podcast or anything else like that, because it's really positive. And I think you need to be in and an audience that's so much larger, because you need to be able to reach out and talk to folks that are, I don't want to say they're in your predicament. They need to get to that level. They need to ascend. So if there's any way we can assist in the future.
I was going to say, because what she's done, she's participated in a couple of programs at Princeton, either locally by the college, and then you even came to Brooklyn this past summer, was it, or the spring? What was it?
It was a community service outbreak trip over my spring break last year, where we went to a charter school in Brooklyn, a high school, and we sat down with them over our spring break, but their school was in session to help them with their college applications. They were mostly high school juniors and seniors.
What part of Brooklyn?
I'm not quite sure. It was Brooklyn Institute of Liberal Arts.
Okay.
But they were really, really great kids, really inspiring. A lot of them were first or second generation immigrants from the West Indies, and that really touched me. My mom migrated here. Her family migrated here from Jamaica, and even though I don't quite know what that experience is, I can only imagine what it's like, this not being your home country and applying to college must be really challenging. So I was really excited to help those kids in any way I can.
Hey, this is Late Night Parents. We're interviewing Ashley Reed, a Princeton student, and I guess as a follow-up question, as we were talking about goals, and you've spoken, you mentioned a few of your goals. Down the road, when you're, a full-time professional, and you think about giving back, I mean, what would you say? What would you say? Well, I always like to form a question, as in you write your younger self a letter, but you're going down such a positive path. 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing?
Okay, so that's an interesting question, because this has kind of been in the works for me only recently, goal setting for 10 years down the future, because in high school, I feel like a lot of the reason why I am where I am today is because I was always about goal setting in high school. Every few weeks I'd set goals. And in college recently, I hadn't been noticing I was goal setting as much, and it was kind of getting to me. I was like, I'm doing all this work, but what am I moving towards? So recently I have been thinking about goals, and I always knew as long as I've been in college that I want to go to law school, but recently I've decided I don't want to go straight to law school. So this past summer I was able to get funding to go to a seminar in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and it was an African Studies seminar. I learned about the politics and history, and I actually switched my major to politics from public policy after the trip. So since then, I've gotten a certificate in African American Studies and African Studies with a politics degree. And I'm trying to combine the two to find like an intersectional study of just black politics in general around the world. And it's a message that can be twisted in academia, depending on who's writing it, I've learned. And I want to potentially be that voice to people that look like me and people that don't through academic writing right after graduation. So I'm hoping to apply and get accepted to a fellowship called Princeton in Africa that sends you for a year to a country. Most of them are in East Africa. And do some work there and with NGOs and government, and then come and get my master's in political science, hopefully in the UK, and do some academic writing in African studies and share that back in America with youth and with all other generations as well before going to law school. It's just a message that has really touched me, just learning about Africa. So it's not touched on enough in our schools at any level, elementary, middle, high school, or the collegiate level. And talking about African American politics as well and African American studies. So it's just a message that I want to share to empower Black youth like myself, but also to educate others and open people's minds, eyes, and heart to things that are different.
Perfect.
That's good. You asked the question when you first sat down about after school, do you do what's going to make you more money or what you want to do, what you enjoy doing? It sounds like I'll give you what my answer would be, but first I'll say what I see from your responses and what you've been saying. It sounds like you've answered that question for yourself already, because you're following the ideals and the things which you enjoy, which you find interesting, which you want to do. And to that I say that's the only way you'll ever really be successful in what you're doing. Never go for the money. Never. I mean, you have to, of course, pay the bills. Don't get me wrong there. But never take a job just because and only because it pays more. Because if you don't like what you're doing, it almost doesn't matter how much it pays. You will not be nearly as successful in that role because you won't really want to be there, and you won't be there that long. Right. If you're doing something you enjoy, you'll do it no matter what, and you will be that much better at it. So that's what I say to you getting ready to come out of school. Now, you have a huge advantage in going to a school like Princeton. As you kind of indicated, when you went to high school and you had your peers and the people you were surrounding yourself with then, I'm sure when you arrived at Princeton, it's a whole new ball game. You're getting people from all over the world.
Yes.
Different cultures, different colors. Obviously, this goes without saying. So, but still, it could be a shock to some people. And, especially that first year, I can see it being very, very difficult because it's a whole new mindset where people may have wanted to be a little more lax. That's not going to happen anymore. You're going to be, as you found out, and it sounds like you're already a pretty independent young lady, but that you have to be an independent person because, as you've learned, I'm sure, no one's going to be there on you saying, did you do your homework? Are you going to class?
Did you do your laundry?
Did you do your laundry? No. You have to do that. And college, especially going away for college, is that training ground for what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
And then I was going to say, and you have 3 sons.
Yep.
So when you throw in that sports aspect, you're on a team.
You're on a team.
Right. That's more responsibility
it's
that you
more.
have. So you really have to be organized at all times.
But again, you're commended for what you're doing. I can hear that you have the right mindset, and just keep doing what you want to do. Follow your dreams, and if you feel like changing that major again, go ahead and do it. Until you get comfortable in what you want to do, I'm sure Dr. Michele will forgive you for not being pre-med,
No, well, you know what? And that's part of the reason why I always feel that it's important that you find a mentor and shadow somebody in that field before you get to college. It's something that you need to start in elementary school, junior high school, or high school, because by the time you go to college is so intense, you really need to know what your focus is. And I'm glad. I mean, Ashley, basically, you were born, I think, when I was in my 3rd year of medical school, I think.
96.
Yeah, 2nd or 3rd year of medical school. 2nd year of medical school. No, 3rd year of medical school. So, basically, she knew what it was like, when I was in the hospital and doing residency and where's Aunt Michele? And Aunt Michele's not here. Aunt Michele's in the hospital.
And even if we're talking about, breaking gender norms, I have a female doctor that is growing up right beside me. And when we're talking about, gender norms, a lot of people assuming that more doctors or the more qualified doctors are males. That's something that never crossed my mind. Maybe perhaps because I have this aunt who's a doctor.
Which is quite different. You remember the story that I was telling you about the young patient of mine that I went to go do her shot, and then after she got her shot, she was like, okay, I'm going to go see the doctor now. And she couldn't believe that I was a doctor. But Ashley, having grown up in the household and seeing me and seeing my friends who were in medical school and residency, she saw what was possible for her. As opposed to this little young girl, she knows nothing about that. Because she always felt that a doctor had to be a male.
Ashley, I want to say 4 words to you. I won't be as eloquent as Dr. Michele or as my buddy Rich. Don't chase the dollar. Remember those 4 words.
Yep.
It's so important. Because just what Dr. Michele and Rich and I, we talk about this once a month.
Yeah.
When that situation comes up,
yep.
There's always a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So we work together, and we've mentored younger techs, and as they move on, some of them move on for the right reason, some of them move on for the wrong reason. And, I'm not going to say, getting that job for X amount of dollars is the wrong reason, because, that's something we all aim for. But it's when you leave, if that's your master motivation, just, this one, this job is paying X amount of money, and then you go there and you're not happy. I mean, you're passionate. You keep that passion. It's going to continue to burn, and you're going to be happy because your work won't even be like work. You'll go to work, you'll help others, you'll do what you need to do, and before you know it, your day is done, or the hours might burn a little bit longer because you're enjoying yourself. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's for me, that's the small bit of advice I can give you is don't chase that dollar, because it always comes back. How many times have we received that call
2 weeks later, a month later? Yeah, you guys have a spot open still? Have you? And it has happened more than once. People chase the dollar, and they get burned. So that is it. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
that's all.
Yes, but we want to definitely thank you for coming here tonight, sharing your story. This is the first time, and I would say this to all of our guests. This is the first time, but we know this won't be the last time that we hear from you, because we're going to be checking in intermittently with you, just calling in and say, hey, what's new?
And before we have her sign off, we probably should also find out from her what are some tips, because this is around the time when sophomores and juniors should be looking into the whole college application process.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have 2 younger sisters who, one's a freshman, one's a junior, so this goes out to them, all their friends, and everyone else out there listening. But definitely keep college in mind. Don't let it drive you crazy while you're in high school, because still enjoy your high school experience, but at the end of the day, college should be the end goal. Popularity in high school isn't the end goal.
Right.
Finding the love of your life in high school isn't the end goal. College is the end goal of high school. So just remember what you're there for. And in terms of more practical things you should be doing now, I guess as a junior, you've probably heard of either the SAT or the ACT, and you should be trying to get a practice book, even if you have to borrow it from the library and not write in it, but just get a piece of scratch paper. Definitely practice. I practiced a lot, and I still could have practiced more, but it's all about practice just to improve your score. And in terms of what colleges are looking for from my side, I can say that GPA and standardized test scores are an important part. You shouldn't sleep on those. You should definitely do your best. But it's also about kind of them looking for what passions you have. It could be, we say it could be underwater basket weaving, but as long as you're a really, really passionate one and you sell it to people all over the world and you have a great essay about it, you might just get into college. They're looking for passion, so engage in your extracurricular activities and join leadership positions, do community service, do things you love, but definitely don't just have your head in your books. Try and sign up for a few activities, and ones that you enjoy too. It doesn't have to be a laundry list, just 1 or 2 you enjoy, and get active in those, and show colleges why those matter to you.
Very good.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much, Ashley, for taking the time to come in here this evening with us and with your Aunt Michele.
No problem. It was so fun.
Good. We definitely enjoyed having you. As Ted said, you have a welcome microphone here.
But was it fun because I was the butt of some of the jokes, or was it fun
No, you were making fun of them, too.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Friend to the room.
Totally.
The microphone is yours whenever you like. Call in, come visit.
It's okay. I have my own microphone.
You have your own microphone. We both do.
You guys have your own microphones now.
I didn't finish opening my box because we had the fire in the studio, so I don't even know if that's really a microphone in mine.
It's not ticking, I don't think. So I think you're okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, Ashley.
So, with that, the show's not over yet.
No.
We still got a couple of minutes. How'd you guys bring in the new year?
It was funny. Linda and I, we didn't go anywhere. Well, actually, technically, we did not leave the address.
Okay.
But we had our own party. We got dressed up. She made appetizers. We had music going on.
Okay.
They had a nice
we
party.
We had our own thing going on. Again, as you mentioned, with 3 boys, but our middle was home for the holidays.
Okay.
But he had to go back to Texas because his girlfriend's birthday was New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's Eve, rather. So he had to be home for that. Oh, sorry. So he was gone. Our oldest, he was just out hanging with his friends. Our youngest is upstate, hanging with a friend of his. So we had the place to ourselves. So we just made our own party. We had to pop some bubbly, watch the ball drop, listen to music. It was a good time.
Dr. Michele?
Well, I found out that I can't hang like I used to. So Friday night, we ended up going to a Christmas ball by the Comus Social Club. And by the time we got in and got into bed, it was 3 a.m. Saturday.
So you could still hang.
No, 3 a.m. Saturday. And I needed to be at work at 8 a.m. And when I woke up Saturday, it was 8:21 a.m.
Oh, no.
Not in college anymore.
Not at all. So after work and after having an early dinner, by 7 o'clock, I was in bed, and I think my husband woke me up and said something about Happy New Year, and I think I looked at him, and I don't remember what I said or did. I was out. But, I got my sleep, and I had stressed before that sleep is very important. If you don't get your sleep, your body is going to crash. And I crashed last night, but I was able to make it to church with the family.
Perfect. We were lucky enough that Rich and I have been off for the last... Well, excuse me, he's off a week prior to, but...
Not a whole... Well, sometimes a week.
But we were basically off the last 10 days.
Yeah.
So I did catch up on sleep.
Very good.
You didn't catch up on sleep. You were able to get sleep. It's not catching up. There is no race here.
That's true.
You're not catching up.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I relaxed.
Good.
I relaxed, totally. Limited, really a lot of things. There's certain times I just shut down the social media. There's certain times I just turn off the TV and I pick up a book. Or a magazine, or whatever, or meditate. And that's what I found myself doing a lot this week. But last night, I think I'm going to say this is maybe 20 years strong. We've ended the year at church. So we ended 2016, and we started off 2016, of course, also in church. So I will say this. The offering was done at 11:57.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that. But that's another conversation. But yeah. But other than that, no, I just and then was back at church this morning for 10 o'clock service. So it was like a double.
But you got out fairly early though today.
No, I got out at around 2 o'clock.
Oh. That's not early.
I got out at around 2 o'clock.
I was out early.
Right.
Ashley and I were out fairly
so
early.
when you sent that text, Dr. Michele, hey, are you home yet? I'm like, no. I'm like sitting there like, no, I'm not.
Oh, I didn't realize you were still in church.
Yeah.
But by that time, we had already been to service, had brunch out the island, and was back home.
See, the life of Dr. Michele.
I know. Oh, my goodness.
Really good restaurant, right, Ashley?
Yeah, Brownstone. It was delicious.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
Central Islip.
Okay.
Union Boulevard. Central Islip. Really good.
There you go.
All right.
A plug for that restaurant.
Yeah, it's a nice plug for the restaurant. Ding! Send us a check. All right. I guess with that being said, we'll go round robin best ways to get in contact with each of us. But Ashley, I do have one final question for you.
Sure.
If we have some youth that do reach out to us, and I'm not sure how you want to do this, or should we funnel questions through Dr. Michele? Maybe that would be best. Like if someone is in a situation where they're like, hey, I'm a sophomore or a junior in high school and I'm not really sure what to do, or I can use, some words of encouragement or just some, mentoring.
I would love to help them anyway. I can give them my student email address and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Go ahead, you can.
ASR3 at Princeton.edu. So it's just my initials, ASR3 at Princeton.edu. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I've gotten some in the past from family, friends. But yeah, I would love to, because I did the same in high school, reached out to college students, asked them a lot of questions. So I'd love to be that resource.
Perfect. Thank you. Ted Hicks, you can get me Real Ted Hicks on Twitter. I really next week I'll start to elaborate. I don't know, I dislike Facebook.
Ted's getting ready to get off of Facebook. He's not all that active on Facebook anyway.
I really am not. But
are you on Instagram?
A little bit.
Yeah, not much.
We got to get going with Instagram.
Yeah, a little bit. Richie V, ways to get in contact with you?
As always, Facebook.com/TheRealRichieV or on Twitter @RichieV_NY.
Dr. Michele?
For Dr. Michele is AskDr Michele with one L at AskDrMichele.com. That's not funny. They're over here laughing at me every
No, because you said the way you do it. I just love the delivery.
With one L.
With one L.
And every time I type it, I put in 2.
On purpose. You see that, Linda?
Oh, my goodness.
And on Facebook, it's Dr. Michele with one L, middle initial C, last name REED. And on Instagram and Twitter, it's AskDr Michele with one L. That's Ask Dr. Michele. And to reach the office, which is Family Practice Medicine Office, where we take care of everyone from pediatrics to geriatrics, the office number is 516-794-2200, extension number 8, and that's MS Family Medicine with offices in Garden City and Rosedale, Queens.
Perfect. To all our listeners, Happy New Year. We hope you all have a healthy, safe, prosperous New Year, and we look forward to speaking with you next week.
Happy New Year.
That's the show.
Take care.
The views expressed in the previous program did not necessarily represent those of the staff, management, or owners of WGBB.
Your face